Great, welcome. Let's start sitting. I have my hips elevated on a cushion, so if you have one handy, you can slide a cushion underneath your hips and relax the shoulders down and back. Any cross-legged position is fine. Index fingers come to touch the thumbs. And take a moment just to drop in and focus awareness on the physical body. So noticing sensations that you feel in the lower limbs, especially in the knees and hips. Checking in with the pelvis and the lower back. The trunk of the body, the abdomen, chest and upper limbs, and your neck, head, and the muscles of the face. Take a couple of natural breaths and just follow the path of your breath in and out of the body, just noticing without judgment, not trying to control or change anything. You notice the movement of the rib cage and the abdomen. The temperature of the breath that you typically use. We'll start by warming up the wrists and then the neck. So we're going to clasp the hands together and just make some circles with the wrists. Rotating the wrists and reversing the rotation. A little stretch. I'll try to mirror you. So the right hand pulling the fingers gently back. And then pressing the fingers pointing downward, pressing on the back of the hand gently. And the opposite side. Pressing down on the back of the hand. Give it a little shake. And then we'll release some tension from the neck, hopefully dropping the chin to the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck, drop your shoulders, and you may want to reach your fingertips down towards the floor, drawing a little smiley face on the chest with your chin, rocking from side to side. And noticing what's going on in the neck today. One side always feels different than the other. Let's see if we can cultivate a sense of curiosity instead of judgment. Taking the right ear over the right shoulder. And reach the left fingertips away. Up through the center, doing the other side, dropping left ear to left shoulder, reaching the right fingertips away, kind of diagonal shape. And then back up to the center. And we'll make our way into a tabletop position on the mat. So hands relatively underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. If you are a person with sensitive knees, you might consider rolling up a towel to place under the knees or a cushion or something like that. From a neutral spine, we're going to cat-cow through the spine. So inhale, tabletop. Tailbone and top of the head reach up to the ceiling. And as we exhale, tailbone and top of the head dropping down towards the floor, making an arch with the breath. On your own breath, and again, we're still in the warm-up stage, so noticing sensations, checking in, places in the spine that are feeling tight or crunchy. You can give them a little bit more movement. Two more breaths, I guess. Then coming back into a neutral spine. You're gonna reach the right foot back behind you, tuck the toes under, and then we're basically gonna roll through the foot. So we roll onto the top of the foot by shifting everything forward, the outside edge of the foot, back onto the ball of the foot. So making little circles and moving through the foot and ankle. One more time in that direction. Be gentle on your toes, of course, and then we'll rock towards the outside and reverse direction. And then bring one back, and we'll do the other side. So again, coming into the ball of the foot, pressing into the arch, and then rotate towards the outside edge, onto the top, and back around. And you can use little circles, using the ankle and the foot. And we'll reverse direction for coming inside. And coming back to the neutral spine. Taking the knees nice and wide, big toes towards each other, hips towards the heels. No pressure to meet the hips to the heels here. We're going to walk our hands forward. And the chest and belly are coming down, heels to the floor. Drop the elbows. You can drop your forehead or your chin. If you have high hips and you feel like your weight is coming down towards your forehead, I like to stack my hands and rest my forehead on the backs of my hands here. Allowing everything to release towards the floor, anything to gravity a little bit. And on the next inhale, we'll come all the way to the belly, with the elbows next to the chest, underneath the shoulders, fingertips reaching forward, Sphinx. We don't want to collapse into our shoulders, so we can slide the shoulder blades down and back, open chest. Smoothly the breath in and out through the nose. Imagine your chest moving forward, where the shoulders and the upper back are pulling back or down. Two more breaths here. Planting the palms of the hands, stretching the elbows. So, cobra variation, keeping the shoulders low, the spine long. Smoothing and relaxing out through the nose. Inhale, and as you exhale, imagine yourself laying one vertebra at a time onto the mat. Coming all the way down to forehead down. You can rest your forehead on your sapling. We're going to bend the knees and then windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Release the legs. Come back to tabletop first. Breathe a little for hips. Tucking the toes under. Stretch through the arches of the feet by shifting the hips back, pressing through the hands. One more foot stretch today. And we are going to lift the hips up and back down, facing dog. Keeping the knees bent and the heels lifted and focusing on hips up towards the ceiling and belly back towards the thighs. Back of the neck is relaxed. You can let your head be heavy. Gentle traction on your neck and spine by letting the full weight of the skull, like 5 pounds of skull, and really just kind of sink into ground and reach towards the floor. Looking forward and just walking the hands towards the feet. Knees are bent still. My belly is resting on my thighs with my knees bent in this forward bend. You may want to rest your hands on your shins. You can grab opposite elbows and release the back of the neck in a ragdoll position. And if it feels good, take a little swing from side to side. You'll drop the tailbone on the top of the head, rounded spine, and roll up through the spine vertebra by vertebra. That is the last thing to arrive, bringing the shoulders up, back, and down, standing at the ends of the mat, feet underneath the hips. You'll open the palms towards the front, relax the shoulders down and back, Tadasana, the mountain pose. You can close your eyes here if you like, and really notice what's going on with your feet. The ball of the foot, outside edge of the foot, and the heel are in contact with the floor. That's your base of support. Arch of the foot lifts away, and the toes are just resting, lightly resting on the mat. Inhaling, reach the arms up, look at the thumb. Exhale, forward bend, Uttasana. Bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lengthen the crown of the head away from the tail, long, flat spine. And exhale, one more time, forward bend. Reverse, inhale all the way up. Exhale, the hands come in front of the heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half fold, long, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up, take the thumbs. Exhale the hands in front of the heart. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, we come all the way up. Then exhale the hands in front of the heart. 3 breaths here. Rounded through the feet. Toes relaxed. Inhale and reach the arms up again. Interlacing the outside 3 fingers. Index fingers touch and the thumbs cross. So we're going to do some side bending from here. We inhale in the center. Exhale over to the right, side bend. Take 3 breaths there. Let your head also follow the rest of the spine. Breathing into the rib cage. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Breathe. One more time each side. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale right center. And exhale to the left. Coming back to the center. Release the arms, palms forward, mountain pose. Smoothly the breaths in and out through the nose. Stepping the right foot behind you. Full sole of the foot is on the floor. The back foot is slightly rotated. And then facing front, bending left knee. Very Virabhadrasana warrior. Reaching the fingertips up towards the sky. But we don't want to bring our shoulders with us, right? Let the shoulders move away from the ears. Breathe here. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, sink into that front knee and lean forward like you're looking out over the edge of a precipice. Smooth even breaths in and out through the nose. The left glute is active. One more breath here, and then release all the way down, framing the foot. Tuck the back toe under and scooch it back until you're in a runner's stretch or a low lunge. So about this position, if your boobs get in the way, you can push them to the side. If your belly's in the way, you can push it to the side. And if that still makes it hard to breathe, you can take your hands to the inside of the foot. All options are welcome. You can also take the fists onto the mat if you have wrist problems. If we're in the studio, we have all these like props and blocks to use, and if you don't have them at home, sometimes it's hard to know what kinds of options you have, but there's literally always something that you can do to make things fit your body better. And drop the right knee down, top of the foot on the floor, and walking the hand up onto the left thigh. So from here, again, you can push in the knee if you need to. Pelvis comes forward until you feel a stretch in the hip flexor, the front of the hip on the right leg. Breathe. Shifting the hip back. I'm going to flex this front foot. A little balance challenge. Bring the hands onto the shin or the thigh. Or if your hamstring feels open, you can bring the hands to the floor. Breathing here. Ardha Hanumanasana, half flying mode here, or half split. Do a little mobility challenge. We're going to bring our weight onto this front leg, tuck the back toe under, and we want to shift our pelvis over the leg and lift the right foot. So this is a standing L or a standing split. Whenever we move the pelvis, that's where we end up going. Shifting everything forward. We're going to shift everything back. Try to control your descent. Soft landing. Drop the knee. And shift the hip back into the half split. It's a challenge if you lose your balance. That's totally fine. Training the mental pathways, neurological pathways, and the action. And try it one more time. So I shift forward, tuck the right toe under. My pelvis moves over my leg. Ooh. And then my right leg kind of floats. And we'll step the right foot to meet the left. Uttasana, forward bend. Bending one knee and then the other, alternating to stretch out the hamstrings. Bend the knees, drop the head, drop the tail, and you roll up through the spine. Shoulders can come up, back, and down. Palms open to the front of the mat. Tadasana, mountain pose. 3 breaths here. The left foot is going to move. Left foot comes back. About like 1 meter, 3 feet. This this back foot is rotated externally. Bend the knee, warrior 1. The way I struggle between metric and imperial, being an American living abroad. Inhale, open the chest slightly. Exhale, we hinge at the hip, keeping the spine straight, peering out over the edge of the cliff. Smooth, even breath in out through the nose. The right glute is quite active here. Just 2 more breaths. A little vibration, a little shaking is normal. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, we frame the right foot, tuck the left toes under, and send this foot back into the runner's stretch. All the options are welcome here to make sure you can breathe and that you're lengthening your hamstring and your front leg and the fall on the right. Drop the knee from the top of the foot to the floor and walk your hand up onto the right thigh. Let the pelvis fall forward, lengthening the hip flexor here. Open chest, keep breathing. Inhale. Exhaling, we stretch the front leg, flex the foot, and lean forward. Hamstring stretch, Ardha Hanumanasana. You can rest your hands on your leg, or you may feel comfortable playing with your leg with your hands. When we move into our little weight shifting challenge, one side will be different than the other. So making no assumptions, we'll go step by step. Shifting everything forward, tuck the left toe under, flip the knee, and the pelvis comes over the ankle, moving the left foot. This left leg doesn't have to reach up to the ceiling. Standing out is fine. Reversing the pattern slowly without falling with the hard part, finding ground. Drop the knee, shift the hips back. And we'll do it one more time. Shifting forward, tuck the toes, pelvis forward, float the left leg. Stretching that right hamstring. Set the feet together. Utasana forward bend, bending one knee and then the other, alternating straight knees to lengthen the back to the right. We'll drop the tail, drop the head, and round the back like an armadillo, and roll ourselves up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, shoulders come up, back, and down. I'm just going to face you so you can see better. Do a little bit of balancing. Breathe. So we'll start by balancing on the right leg. Shifting your weight onto the right leg, nice and tall through the spine, and we're going to move the hips first. If you have a tendency to be unstable and you have some furniture nearby, don't be afraid to touch a wall or touch a chair. We're going to move the leg dynamically, which is a little bit challenging. So you're going to take the knee forward. This is the left knee. Knee to the side, knee to the back. I'm covering my foot, but if you need to touch the floor, that's fine. We'll do it one more time. Knee forward, knee to the side, knee to the back. And then step together. From here, feel yourself centered through both feet. Lengthening the standing leg. Pick up that left foot and bring it to hug the calf, or with the heel above the knee, or with the whole foot at the top of the thigh, wherever feels supportive to you. So all options welcome. Palms come together, or you can touch some furniture. Smoothly relaxing out the nose. Tree pose. Today I'm quite wobbly, so don't look at me if you're trying to balance. One more smooth, even breath here. Slow release of the left foot. Shake out the standing leg, releasing the tension there. We'll work on the left leg. So grounding through the left foot, lengthening through the crown of the head. Right knee comes up to the center, to the side, to the back. Hovers in the middle if possible. Center, side, and back. Release. Ground yourself. Center yourself. Make sure you're breathing. Lengthen the standing leg and bring the right foot into tree pose. Whatever variation of tree is most supportive to you. Palms can come together in front of the heart. Again, you can also be touching a chair or the wall. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Two more breaths here. Try not to grab the mat with the toes. Let them be relaxed. And slowly float the foot down, shaking out the standing leg. Coming back to the top of the mat, and we're going to make our way to the floor. So inhale, reaching up, looking at the thumbs. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the crown of the head away from the tail, flat back. Exhale, planting the hands, coming into the tabletop position from the floor. 3 rounds of cat cow on your own breath. You're moving through the spine. Coming into your neutral spine. We're going to keep our weight on the left hand and the right knee. Reach the left heel away and right arm forward. If you have space, then you try opening it out to the side. And then back. If you like the challenge, you can do that one more time. Reach it out to the side. And back. And then we'll drop. Then we'll find that neutral position, take any little wiggles that you need. We reach the right foot away from the body and the left arm. You're welcome to stay just like this, but you can experiment with bringing that right arm out to the side. It's a little challenging for some of it strength, and then back to something. And one more time, clear upwards. And back. Moving and bring to the floor. Keeping the hips up high, we walk the hands forward and release the chest onto the mat. Extended puppy pose. Forehead or chin can come to the mat here, opening up the space underneath the armpits. And the upper. And moving forward, coming onto the belly. You extend your legs out behind you. You may want to rock your hips from side to side, release your quads, the fronts of the thighs, the pelvis. And then coming into kind of watching TV position, right? Resting the chin on the hand, elbows about shoulder distance apart. Relax the shoulders down and back. Just breathing here for a moment. See if you can release all the effort and let your shoulder blades just slide down and back. Releasing the arms, using my right elbow for support, and the left leg slides out into a kind of frog position, so about 90 degrees. And then once again, I find this position with my hands, resting the chin on the hand, elbows about shoulder distance apart. And softening into the floor. You might feel the right hip, maybe the right side body, or you might feel the inner thigh on the left side. Or it might be more in your spine. It's kind of different for everyone. This is a relaxed and passive position. So letting your hips and pelvis drop into the floor with the torso cavity. Using your arms to support. Slide that leg back where it was. So again, I'm using my left forearm to support myself as I slide my right into this frog position, about a 90-degree bend in your knee and relative. Elbows underneath the shoulders, rest my chin in the hands, and just release and relax into gravity. And one side will feel different than the other, of course. Again, you may not feel much at all, but it's still a very uh, nice position for your lower back and your hip. Supporting yourself with the arms as you release. And we'll roll ourselves onto our back. Starting with the knees bent, spine long on the mat. And we'll pull our knees towards the belly or the chest. So you can grab your shins or behind the thighs. If you feel squished in this position, you can make the knees wider apart. Start by just letting your spine lengthen along the floor, slightly reaching your tailbone away from the crown of your head. And you might even feel like your spine feels a little longer or your lumbar spine a little bit more flat, so you can shift your pelvis slightly to accommodate that. And then we'll rock from side to side and massage the lower back. Come back to center, and the knees drop to the right side of the body. Arms extending in a T shape. You don't need to force this top leg to reach the floor or the shoulder to touch the floor, but instead, can you try to relax the side body around the hip and the waist so that gravity will take you into the twist possibly. If you like, you can also turn your head towards your left thumb so your neck isn't engaging the chest. Take a couple more breaths here. See if you can relax the muscles on the outside of the left thigh. If the hip and thigh are gripping, then the leg cannot fall down. Breathe and movement. but placing your attention around. Moving everything back to center, rather than showing your rocks the thighs. Take a little rock massage the lower back. And gently allowing the knees to fall over to the left, and then opening the arms into the two shape. And again, your arm might be folding, or your right knee might be lifted, depending on how tight you are and your rib cage at the side of the body. Instead of pressing into the twist, breathe and try to relax. See how much gravity can take you into this space. Again, you can rotate the neck as well, looking at the way it comes. Smooth, even breaths in and out through the nose. The last couple of breaths, focusing your awareness and intention on outside of the right hip and outside of the right thigh. See if just by letting your attention rest there, they might let go a little bit more. Draw your knees back to the center and massaging the lower back. So run to one side and gently press ourselves up into a seated position. Welcome to use a cushion here if you like. Any cross-legged seat. Tall through the spine. There's cat hair. There's cat hair everywhere, guys. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders down and back. Chest is open. Belly is soft. Let's rest our hands on the abdomen. And today, just focus on diaphragmatic breathing. So if you can imagine that every time you inhale, the navel is pressing gently into your hands, moving as far away from the spine as it can, while your shoulders and chest remain relaxed and still. And every time you exhale, the navel is moving back in the direction of your spine. Obviously, you cannot touch your navel to your spine, nor would you want to. But just imagining that we're breathing directly into the abdomen. The belly has to be soft and free to move in this way. So relax, resist any inclination to suck it in or hold it in a braced position. You're breathing into the abdomen for 10 breaths. On your own rhythm. The jaw and face remain relaxed. Chest is soft and relaxed. Shoulders are still. Releasing diaphragmatic breathing. Allow your index fingers to touch the thumb. Keep the palms open, resting on the back of the knees. And return to natural breathing. Allowing the rib cage and chest to move freely. Just noticing your body breathing for you. And we once again check in with the state of the physical body, noticing sensations in the lower limbs. It might feel different in the thighs and knees and hips. Again, taking an attitude of curiosity, not so much judgment, noticing your present situation, lower back, spine, trunk of the body and the chest, shoulders, your upper limbs, neck, head, and the muscles of the face. Bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart, thumbs slightly touching the sternum. Loka Samastara, Tukino Gavantu, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, may all beings, everywhere be happy, healthy, and be free. Om peace, peace, peace. And as we bow forward, thumbs lightly touching eyebrow center, trying to foot. And thank you for practicing with me.